Happy New Year, everyone. This is Lorraine, Xena VSG Warrior Princess here, coming to you January 1st, 2015. So, this is going to be our year. I know it's going to be my year. I just wanted to do a quick video. I wanted to wish everybody a happy New Year. 2015, 2014 is out of here. So, one of the things that I thought I would share, and I believe it was, I think it was Lauren Dayton, who posted this, and I know I've seen it on Pinterest, and that is, I chose not to do New Year's resolutions. I'm choosing to do a remembrance jar, and what that is going to be a jar that throughout the entire year of 2015, I'm going to keep track of all the positive, the successes, my achievements, goals that I've made all along the way. Because all I know is for the last 2 to 3 years, it feels like all I've been is sick. Ill, sick, surgeries, and I'm talking about surgery prior to VSG surgery. It just seems like that's all I remember is always just not feeling good, having bronchitis, having pneumonia every year, if not twice a year. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So I really wanted to I thought this was a really great idea, and that is just to take a jar, find any jar that you want, decorate it, kind of in the way of scrapbooking, but scrapbooking your jar, and making it fit to your personality, and drop in every time you have a success, an achievement, you've achieved a goal. Now for me, I know a lot of you, I have also mentioned, I'm trying to discover and figure out what my joy is. So I think for me too, I'm going to add in all the things that I found that made me happy, brought me joy, and I have a feeling that I'm going to be putting quite a few of those in there, especially when I go to these meet and greets and the NSV retreat in Chicago and San Diego, to WLSFA, and see all these beautiful people, finally. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you, and when I finish mine, I will definitely share it with you. And I just had a really great night last night. I was with one of my oldest and dearest friends and her boyfriend, and we went to dinner, and it was absolutely fabulous. And I think I really wanted to share that because even though it was, I made the decision that I was going to go and enjoy this prefixed menu. It was 4 courses, well, really 5, 4 courses plus dessert. And I did take pictures of everything, and I'm going to post it on Facebook, more than likely. I just have to get everything together. But anyway, so there's this little French place that prior to surgery, it was almost like a staple for me. I loved that place. I would go and get a croissant. I would have the herb omelet. I would have breakfast. Just everything you can think of. Dinner was always a different menu. It's whatever was fresh and that they would pick up. So this menu was pretty extravagant, and it was delicious. But I made the decision to go ahead and enjoy it. And how I did it was, I chose this, we first started off with a soup, and I had butternut squash soup. The other choice was French onion, but I knew that looking at the menu choices that I was already going to choose my third entree to have cheese, part of a cheese plate kind of thing. So I didn't want to have the cheese from the French onion soup. Plus, I'd already had their French onion soup earlier in that week, so last weekend. So anyway, so I chose butternut squash soup. I had maybe 3 little spoonfuls. I had 3 spoonfuls to taste and set it aside. A next course that came was a salad course. I chose this beet and goat cheese, and it was over a bed of spinach, and there were like mandarin oranges in there, and it came with some sort of lemon citrusy kind of vinaigrette. And I probably ate 4 little tiny quartered pieces of the beets and the goat cheese, some crumbled up of the goat cheese, and I had 2 leaves of the spinach, and that was it. And then I set that aside. Of course, people who were with me, they went ahead and they finished my entrees for me when I didn't. And then after that came the third course. Now, I have to admit, the choices on these, you could either have crab cakes, you could have escargot, you could have the duck and pheasant pate, which that's what I chose, was the pate. The pate came with some assorted cheeses. It came with, you know, this amazing whole stone ground mustard and these pickled onions and these wonderful Greek olives, and I mean, it was wonderful. And of course, I really wanted escargot, but I got to still have a taste. We all shared, and the pate was out of this world, so it was delicious. It was so creamy. It was just divine. Anyway, so minus the cracker or the crostini that came with the pate, I just basically, took a little bit of cheese. I would do a little bit of cheese dipped in the mustard. I would do some of the pate with a little piece of onion on it, and with a little bit of the mustard, and it was just so good. Oh, foodgasms, big time. Then came the main course, the fourth course, and I chose scallops. So I knew that there would probably only be 2 scallops. And of course, they were the diverse sea scallops, the really big ones. And they were sauteed, but they had the most crisp, nice golden crust on the outside. And it was like eating and biting into a steak. I mean, they were thick, and oh my God, it was like crunchy outside, smooth and nice and creamy inside. It was delicious. And it came with the, I think it was a celery root puree, and it was done with a citrus in there, and there was some mandarin oranges, and oh my gosh, it was delicious. And then, let's see, my friend Sheila, she had the pork chop, the pork loin, and I knew that was going to be good. So, and then he had the lamb shank, and that looked delicious too. So, can't go wrong with lamb. Anyway, they were all wonderful. And then came desserts. So, there was probably like 6 different things to choose from. So I chose a profiterole that had a Grand Marnier buttercream on the inside, and it was topped with Valrhona chocolate, and then on the side there were these 2 tiny, it's like bite-sized mini French macarons, and I took a bite. They gave me 1 little pistachio one and 1 little raspberry-filled one, which those are my 2 favorites. So I took a little taste of the pastry cream, the buttercream on the inside of the profiterole, and then I had a little tiny bite of the macaron, and that was it for me. And so, oh, and then I forgot, on my dinner, on my scallops, I ate half of one scallop. So, I enjoyed, it's kind of weird, I enjoyed a 5-course meal, but I only had like 1 or 2 bites of each one, and I just chewed it and we were, this was over, even remember, this is also over a course of two hours. So by then I was thirsty, so I was like, gosh, I really want to take a drink, but I knew that if I did, and I was feeling it, I was just like, okay, I can't even taste another thing. But I was me being a foodie, it was so wonderful just to be able to have all these tastes and textures and all this wonderful, good, yummy food. I mean, food that I would normally always eat, but I would eat a ton of it. And now it was just like, it was still just really, really great to enjoy great company and great food. And it just goes to show you that, it's not all about just sucking down protein shakes and bars and protein chips, and you can really, really, really enjoy your food. You just have to make the right choices and be selective. And of course, it's always protein first. Well, I mean, I pretty much had protein throughout the whole meal. But, which reminds me, speaking of meals, VSG Bulldog, Lindsay, love you. Oh, oh, oh. I love you, girl. She is doing if you haven't subscribed to her, go to her YouTube channel. She is doing some cooking videos, and that might help you guys get inspired for things to actually cook, and have real, when it comes to having real food, which I might start exploring and doing a couple myself, because I love to cook. The only problem is I have a feeling I'd probably dump the camera or my iPad into whatever it is I'm trying to fix. So if I don't have 2 hands going on, I have a tendency to screw things up or cut myself or something. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, because that might be something that going into 2015 that you start doing more of, and that is cooking whole food, cooking food that tastes good. Really get into making good flavors, because when you have good flavors and you get all the different areas of the palate engaged, that whole sweet, sour, salty, bitter, astringent, there's a party going on in there, and you only need a little bit, and when you have that and they're all combined like that, it's heaven. Anyway, I wanted to just share that. That's it. I'm going to keep this short for a change, but it's not really. It's almost 14 minutes. But wanted to wish everybody a happy new year, and it's going to be a great, smashing, epic 2015. So, on that note, y'all have a wonderful New Year's Day today, and make it the best ever. And I will talk to you soon. I love you all. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me. I love each and every one of you.